Ready?
It's time to talk sports. National, local, professional, completely unprofessional, high school and college.
Let's take it even further off the hook.
It's the Zach Gelb Show.
We are rolling
on Fox Sports 920, The Jersey.
Live from the palatial yet not overly ostentatious studios of Fox Sports 920, The Jersey. The Princeton Orthopedic Associates studios, to be exact. Welcome on in to this Thursday edition of the Zach Gelb Show right here on Fox Sports 920 The Jersey, 920 a.m. in Bucks, Burlington, and Mercer counties, or worldwide on the web at 920thejersey.com as we welcome you in on this Thursday, the 31st day of August in the year of 2017. 609-919-9200 is the telephone number if you want to hop on board with us, or you could tweet the show on my personal Twitter at Zach Gelb, ZACHGELB. A lot to do today. Damon Eward's going to join us 15 minutes from now. The former Washington quarterback now does their games on the Washington Radio Network. We're getting ready for Washington Rutgers coming up tomorrow night. Pregame coverage right here on Fox Sports 920 The Jersey coming up tomorrow at 7 p.m. And Damon also was a backup quarterback and did start a few years in the National Football League. Backed up Dan Marino, backed up Tom Brady, and now has a wine company, actually, with Dan Marino. So we'll talk to Damon Eward today, 15 minutes from now at 4:15. And then the 5 o'clock hour at 5:15, we'll talk to Chuck Everson, who was with Rolly Massimino the last 2 days. We know that Rolly Massimino did pass away. We paid tribute to him yesterday as he did pass away at the age of 82. So we'll hear from Chuck Everson, who will be gracious enough to call in, and we'll talk to Chuck about the great championship coach that was Rolly Massimino, who did pass away yesterday at the age of 82. So a lot to do today. We want you on the phones. Call on in at 609-919-9200. Okay, so let's get into this right out of the gate. And I know a lot of people have been tweeting me about this today. And this is the argument that I got into today with his name is, I believe, Keon Fahey. I think I'm saying it right. He's a football writer. He writes for Pre-Snap Reads, and he also works for ESPN. And this is someone, Lebitard, I know, has him on all the time. He has a successful career. He has a big following. And he's just someone, though, that just because you have a big following and you have a lot of people that want to talk to you doesn't mean that your opinion is that great. Because his opinion over this last week has been laughable. And his approach on Twitter is just embarrassing. And I was actually blocked by this hack today. I couldn't believe it. A lot of guys that have blocked me, and it's not a lot, but some of the guys that have blocked me, Hank Haney, a guy that doesn't have a backbone, because I called him out about his book and the relationship with Tiger Woods. That's a guy that blocked me. Keon Fahey is another guy now that you throw into the soft and no backbone category. I'm not going to call you these ridiculous names on Twitter. You write something and I disagree with it, at least have a conversation about it. You know, don't just block me right away because I think your work is garbage. And I'm just talking about this article. I'm sure with the following that he has, he does have some good work. But the piece that he published going back to August 22nd, but made its rounds today, was just complete garbage. And it was a ridiculous opinion on Carson Wentz. The headline of this is Carson Wentz, Blake Bortles, ? And he's trying to compare Carson Wentz to Blake Bortles. And he just basically said in this article there was nothing that Wentz showed him last year in the 2016 season that gives him the indication that Carson Wentz can be a great quarterback. And then he took it a step further and said, he doesn't show you anything last year that could even make him a good quarterback. That gives you that indication. So it was a very soft piece by Keon Fahey. And he tries to show you all these interceptions and these interceptable throws, 31 of them to be exact. Some of them are a little ridiculous. Some of them are poor decisions. And I told you before, do I believe Carson Wentz is going to be a good quarterback in this league? Yes, I do. But with Carson Wentz, I'm not ready to put him in the Hall of Fame yet. I'm not ready to sit here and proclaim to you that I guarantee you he's going to win the Eagles a Super Bowl, because that'd be foolish of me. But for him to say that he displayed nothing last year to even give him a feeling that Carson Wentz could be a good quarterback is just laughable, and it's ridiculous. So let me delve into a little bit of this article by Keon Fahey, who, by the way, he's from Ireland. I think he still lives in Ireland, too. But he's an expert on quarterbacks because he knows how to read statistics. You got to look a little bit past the statistics because I'm someone that I actually go to Eagles practices. I actually go to the OTAs, the mini camps, and I've seen every snap that Carson Wentz has taken in the National Football League. So I'll put my opinion up against his opinion. And I'll actually have a conversation about it instead of go to petulant behavior on Twitter and just block me. And anyone that disagrees with this guy, tweet him, because you're going to get blocked. And it's comical. That's what annoys me the most with journalists these days. If you put an opinion out there, get ready to defend it. There would be something if I tweeted him and said, oh, Keon Fahey, oh, you're a loser. Oh, all your work is trash. You know, if I tweeted him that, yeah, I wouldn't put up with that either. Just block him. If I made personal attacks, yeah, I would just block someone like that as well. But I didn't do that. Now I'll do it on the radio today because this guy shows he has no backbone. I've seen him block people. They have a question about his piece. Oh, little slight disagreement. Oh, you're blocked. Just ridiculous by this guy, Keon Fahey. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. So let's go into his article a little bit. And then I'll read you the tweets that I sent him that got me blocked. I can't believe I got blocked by this clown. So here we go. Part of the article. An even greater issue is Wentz has shown nothing to suggest he's a great quarterback. He's done nothing to suggest he could become a great quarterback or even a good one for that matter. Wentz's rookie season started relatively well as he executed a simple offense against defenses that lack talent at every level. But from that point onwards, he careened off course completely. So you see, even there, oh, you don't even give him any words of extolment. Oh, it was an easy schedule in the beginning. Oh, they weren't playing good defenses. Oh, it's a simple offense. Did this guy even watch Carson Wentz? Because if he did watch Carson Wentz, and if he knew anything about Carson Wentz, he was put into a difficult situation last year. You know, this time last year, we were talking about maybe Carson Wentz not even seeing the field, being the third quarterback because Sam Bradford was still here. And then just before the season started, the Eagles traded Bradford, which was the right decision, and they started Carson Wentz. They put him right into the fire, which I was all fine with. I was all for it. Let's go. Let's see the franchise quarterback of the future. And oh, yeah, by the way, he lost Lane Johnson for 10 games. And oh, yeah, by the way, who was he throwing to? He was throwing at Nelson Aguilar last year. Jordan Matthews, nice receiver, but he's not a number one. So he was put in a difficult situation. Like I said, is Carson Wentz perfect right now? No. He needs to improve going down the middle of the field because some of his throws were very high down the middle of the field. He needs to improve on when to know to get out of bounds and not take that extra hit. But to say nothing, how about we give him some credit to the start of the season? How about we give him some credit for his pocket presence, his leadership skills? And also when he adjusts at the line of scrimmage, when he does that great stuff at the line of scrimmage, kill, 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 and how vocal he is at the line of scrimmage. How about we give him credit for those things? And winning some games early on with a team that was not really supposed to have a lot of success last year. And I get it overall. Yeah, they didn't do well at the end of the year, but they didn't have the talent last year. I thought last year was a good year for the Eagles. When you start a rookie quarterback, when you lose Lane Johnson, when you don't have a lot of talented wide receivers. And oh yeah, by the way, when your running backs cost you games too because all they did was fumble the football. So let's settle down, Mr. Keon Fahey. Let's relax a little bit. And let's tone it down a little bit by saying he didn't show you anything that suggested he could be a great or good quarterback. Because that's just false. It's ridiculous. And then he gets into this article a little bit more. And this is one point I didn't mention it. We'll save it for right here. Doug Peterson's offense is Andy Reid's offense, which is Alex Smith's offense, he says. Okay, Doug and Andy, very familiar with each other, clearly. Run similar types of offenses. No question about that. Not disputing that. But he goes on to say, it's a hyper-conservative system that relies heavily on hard play fakes, misdirection screens, and half-field reads. Peterson transplanted Reed's route combinations that use 3 wide receivers to stress specific areas of the field from Kansas City to Philadelphia. Everything is designed around the concept, here we go, of easing pressure on the quarterback, minimizing his impact while making it tougher for him to turn the ball over. Doug Peterson did not ease the pressure off his quarterback last year. Doug Peterson did not minimize the impact and did not make it tougher. He actually made it tougher because he didn't put his quarterback in the right situations. And that was something last year that backs it up by this statistic that I'm about to read you. Because Keon Fahey is all about the statistics. Here was the thing. Doug Peterson did not put him in the right spots. And Doug Peterson put him in a situation where he had to throw the ball more than most quarterbacks in the league and put him in a really tough spot. And put him in a situation where turnovers would be at a big time increase. And that is because last year with a rookie quarterback, let me remind you, a rookie quarterback that wasn't even supposed to start before the season, before you quickly had that trade. Last year, Doug Peterson threw the ball 607 times with Carson Wentz. 5th most in the league when it came to attempts. What did Alex Smith do? Now, Smith played one last game, but it wasn't even close. 487 times. And that was 21st in the league. So actually know what you're talking about. Because last year, Doug Peterson put Carson Wentz in a situation where he was going to throw some turnovers. He was going to throw some interceptions when you're throwing the ball 607 times. So Doug Peterson last year didn't ease the pressure off the quarterback. So it's ridiculous. And Doug Peterson last year didn't minimize his impact while making it tougher for him to turn the ball over. How do you do that? How is what he said right if Doug Peterson had Carson Wentz throw the ball last year 607 times? It's ridiculous. And then at the end, he goes, sure, Wentz could get better. He may actually turn into the great generational talent he's often described as, but there's no rationale and there's no reason to expect him to. So he puts the cop-out in there at the end. Oh, he may turn into it, but he was so adamant in the article that nothing gives you anything to make you believe right now that he's going to be a good or great quarterback. Ridiculous. If you watch this guy play, leadership, pocket presence, he adjusted at the line of scrimmage. And then also, the situation that he was in last year was really tough. Bad wide receivers, running backs that fumbled the ball. And he was also named the starter less than 10 days before the regular season. It's ridiculous. Sure, he needs to improve throwing the ball down the middle of the field. He needs to know when to get out of bounds. But he also needs his coach to put him in a better spot. He can't be throwing the ball 607 times. So before I get to Damon, and we'll take a break, I will read you what led to me getting blocked by this hack, Keon Fahey. Hey, it's ridiculous. And he's the prohibitive favorite right now. Guaranteed. You know, it's definitely going to be this segment tomorrow. When we do Mr. Softy, Keon Fahey is 110% going to be on the Mr. Softy of the Week award tomorrow, right here on the Fox Sports 920 The Jersey. Without a doubt. Yeah, let's play the music. Because this guy's soft. Because this is what he blocked me for. And when I went to Twitter, I said, this guy wasn't even supposed to play until about week 1. Before the season, had little talent around him. Perfect, no, but nothing, come on. That was one of the tweets. Then I also said, watching every game snap Wentz took this past year and seeing him practice, I believe he'll be a very good QB. And then the ultimate thing that really set him off, and oh, shame on me, I tagged him and I said, Tough to read after the highlighted part below. Nothing, and I had an emoji that was laughing. And the part that I highlighted was even greater issue is Wentz has shown nothing to suggest he's a great quarterback. He's done nothing to suggest he could become a great quarterback or even a good one for that matter. Nothing. And then he fired back at me because this guy has no backbone. Before he blocked me, he wrote, "Then don't read. Nobody gives a damn about your opinion here." This guy's a piece of work. This guy's a piece of work. So if you write something, I expect people not always to agree with you. And then when people disagree, don't have petulant behavior and just block them. Oh, they don't agree with my work. Oh, I'm going to block you from Twitter. Wow, I'm a baby. Ridiculous. 15 after the hour. Let's get the break in here. Damon Eward will join us next right here on the Zach Gelb Show. We'll be back right after this. Keon Fahey, you baby. Just stop it.
No, he's just stupid.